In this video, we will run through how to set up your site for the Eagle study. There are 6 key steps and we will run through these in some detail. The first step is to email the Eagle office at the University of Birmingham. They can be contacted at eagle@contacts.bham.ac.uk. Once they receive your expression of interest, they will send you a link to the site setup pathway. That's the web page you're on at the moment. And they will also put you in contact with a dedicated Eagle coordinator. The Eagle coordinators are surgeons who are part of the international team overseeing the Eagle study. Your dedicated Eagle coordinator will support you to set up and deliver the study at your centre. They will be in weekly contact with you through telephone conference and also email or WhatsApp in order to rapidly address any concerns or queries that you may have. The next step is to carefully work through all the materials regarding the Eagle study and its setup on the site setup pathway. That's this web page. It is mandatory for all principal investigators to complete this training, and we recommend all co-investigators to also complete this training. At the bottom of this form, you will find a space in which your site's principal investigator should complete their details. This will enable us to send them a login to the site registration form on REDCap. You may not be able to complete all the information required on the site registration form straight away, so having this login will enable you to come back and continue working on it at any time. In the first section of the site registration form, you should enter details of the team who will lead the Eagle study at your site. This must include the surgeon principal investigator, the surgeon associate principal investigator, and this should be a trainee, the theatre nurse principal investigator, and the anaesthetist principal investigator. You can enter details for up to 3 additional co-investigators who will support data collection at your site. All these individuals will be included as co-authors on manuscripts arising from the Eagle study. The details of the team leading the Eagle study at your site can be updated on the site registration form at any time. The next section of the site registration form is a brief site survey. We will use this data when analysing the final study results, so it is important to collect this. The next step is to identify what local regulatory approvals are required at your hospital. This could include departmental approvals, Research Ethics Committee review, or Institutional Review Board approval. Your Eagle coordinator will be available to guide you through these steps. Over time, we will develop a bank of country-specific resources relating to regulatory approvals on the Site Setup Pathway webpage. Once you have identified what approvals are required to set up Eagle at your centre, please enter these details onto the site registration form and keep this updated with your progress as you apply and receive these approvals. In some countries, Eagle will require Research Ethics Committee approval. If this is the case, you should emphasise that Eagle is a low-risk study as it is evaluating an educational package which is being delivered to clinical staff, and no changes will be made to individual patient pathways. Many research ethics committees may waive the need for individual patient consent. This is because the intervention is being delivered at a hospital rather than at a patient level. No additional patient follow-up is required, and the study is only collecting routinely available data, which is anonymized on the study database. All co-investigators at your site should complete Eagle training. They can either work through the Eagle site setup pathway, which is this web page, or the local surgeon principal investigator can deliver their own training to their co-investigators. Once this has been done, you should confirm that the training has been completed on the site registration form. Finally, for the Eagle study, there are a small number of regulatory conditions of participation which are outlined on this web page. You should confirm your agreement to these conditions on the site registration form. Once all sections of the site registration form have been completed, you will receive an amber light indicating that your site is ready for randomization. We will be randomizing sites in batches, so you may have a short wait until a batch of hospitals are ready for randomization. Once your site has been randomized, we will inform you of the randomization allocation and issue logins for the REDCap case report forms where you will enter patient data that you collect. Once these steps have been completed, all the co-investigators from your site will be invited to a green light telephone conference with the Eagle coordinator. At this teleconference, the coordinator will troubleshoot any final queries and will provide a date for you to start data collection. Your coordinator will remain in weekly contact with you via telephone conferencing, email, or WhatsApp. We look forward to working with you over the coming weeks to set up Eagle at your site. And please remember that the Eagle team is here to support you through this process.